Good morning from Sydney on this fourth day of the fourth test. Not a very pleasant morning here, but play will start on time. The clouds are high, but the forecast isn't all that good. The forecast, in fact, is for a few showers and windy conditions. The wind quite strong from the southeast, maximum temperature 22. So the first ball of the fourth day, it's Chandra to bowl to Kosier. Out to Madan Lal, the 12th man, who's on the field in place of Chauhan. And runs, yes, that's through the mid-on area, a chase for Gavri. And that was pretty well timed by Kosier. That's 4. So Kosier 27, 1 for 44. Well, that's loose down the leg side. Well, let's see that again. He was a long way away from that, wasn't it?
Yes, that was Gavri's first bounce of the morning. Way down the leg side. Hughes perhaps a little bit late on it.
Well, over he goes. Now, he stopped his shot there. Let's see that again.
And there wasn't a particular piece of elegant footwork on the part of Hughes. He gets tangled up with his feet. He's attempting the hook. He goes off, balance, and down he goes. So it was a pirouette.
Oh, what a streaky shot. It's getting down towards third man over the head of Amannath in the short gully. They've taken 2 and 3. Now, Kosier might attempt a run 4 here. Let's see if he goes. No, they're not going. But 3 to Kosier. A lucky 3. He goes on to 30. Hughes is not added to his overnight score. He's 7. Now Hughes facing Chandra for the first time this morning. Now the bail's whipped off by Kamani. Once again, that leg side work by the Indian keeper.
This is a difficult piece of work for Kamani because he doesn't see the ball from now. The batsman's body is in between him and the ball, and yet he takes it perfectly cleanly and takes the bail.
Through the covers, good shot. A very short backlift of Kosier's, and he got that right in the middle. And once he pierced the field, he seems to get that enormous power. Where it comes from, it's hard to say, but when he makes contact, they go. And Kosier on to 34 now, and that's the 50 up for Australia. 1 for 51. Again, a Kosier shot, well played. And look at that pace across the outfield. Now, this one may be caught just inside the fence by Mankad, but they'll get a comfortable 3. Well, a run here. It's to backward square, and they're going for 2. Yes, down to Prasanna. The ball hit very slowly, and even though it went straight out in the direction of the fieldsman, there was a comfortable 2 there. So Kosier is 39, 1 for 56, and Hughes has been there half an hour this morning and hasn't scored. Off the pad.
The bat, as you can see, behind the pad and not in danger of edging the ball onto the pad.
Down to fine leg. Good shot from Kosier. And I think that will be 4, although the ball is slowing down a little bit, but gives Prasanna no chance at all. 43 to Kosier. And chance for catch there. There's appeal. There's a loud appeal for court there, but umpire not out. Now that's as loud and as confident an appeal as we have heard. Umpire Balash not out.
Absolutely unmoved. Well, we can't tell whether in fact Hughes hit that or not. The Indians were obviously of the opinion that there was no doubt about it.
They were right down the leg side. That could go for 4 byes. The keeper went right across to his left, and that was a very wild one from Chandra. Yes, 4 byes being indicated by umpire Brooks, and Sundries go on to 8, and it's 1 for 65. So that means now that Australia exactly 200 behind. And yes, a run. Yes, finally. He's got 1, and they'll come back for 2. And Hughes, after 42 minutes this morning, adds to his overnight score. He goes on to 9. Kosier is 44. Australia 1 for 67 at the end of the over. It's not easy to score strokes driving on the onside. But that's a great shot. Now he's put one through the 3 of them. Chase for Amarnath, and again that timing of Kosier's a really good shot. Kosier to 48, 1 for 71. And the full toss is only a single. No, it's gone through. Garvey dived for that, and this might not reach the fence. Let's see how many they run here. They can possibly run 4. They've turned for 3, and they're going for 4. They'll make it easy. Now, Garvey appeared to have that well and truly covered, but that's 4 more to Hughes. He goes on to 13, 1 for 75. And not really put away by Hughes. It wasn't that well timed. They'll take a second. Madanlal now. Tended to hit that into the ground more than anything else, but he goes on to 15. And we had to chase that one. That spun back and went right back behind the bat. And let's see it again.
Hughes had no idea where this ball had gone after he'd played it. He played it down onto the ground. Now watch the top spin on that.
And the sweep shot, no one there. 4 runs. Well, every now and again we see a perfectly played sweep shot, and that was just that. Kosier, his 50, his 53. Hughes 17, 1 for 84.
Runs here to Hughes, possibly 2. That's Madanlal coming up very fast from deep backward square as Hughes goes back for his second, and a beautiful throw by Madanlal. He's extremely good in the field, that fellow. He's fielding a substitute at the moment for the injured Chahan. So Hughes moves on to 19, and the total 1 for 87.
Well, Hughes was almost tempted to go down and drive it, and that's his natural game, attacking, and I think he thought discretion the better part of valor there, and he really shaped up to jump down and finally went back. Quite a good bit of thinking.
Could be out caught.
Oh,
Yes, Hughes is out. Bat onto pad and out, caught by Bensaka at silly leg. Off the bowling of Bedi for 19, so Australia losing their second wicket and the first this morning. 2 for 87. Australia 2 for 87.
Yes, it's quite clear, this catch. You could see it quite clearly here. Off the bat onto the pad and popped up in the air. Yeah, you could see it, quite a big deflection from the bat. And that's the one thing Australia, we've mentioned before, that if you're going to play defensive against this type of attack and this close-up field, you're virtually getting nowhere.
So it'll be Bedi to bowl to the new batsman Sargent. Australia 2 for 87. And Bedi getting pronounced drift in the air back into the batsman, bowling into this breeze, moving the ball in the air. Sargent off the mark. With Amarnath doing the fielding. So the total moves on to 2 for 88. Prasanna bowling to Sargent. Bowled him. Didn't offer a shot, and he is bowled off stump. That ball spinning back from outside the off stump. Not a good shot by Sargent. Australia now 3 for 88. Sargent bowled Prasanna for 1.
It's interesting to watch that delivery. Jim said it spun back a bit, but I don't think it spun much really at all. Yes, let's have a look at this, Jim. We're not a very good position here. Let's have a look. It's almost in the off stump. It's just come back just a little, and he does not even play a shot. That's the mental state these boys have got themselves into ever since the spin attack has been starting to plague them from the very start of the series.
And the 4 close-in fieldsmen there for Simpson, the new batsman who's yet to get off the mark. Well, there we have a typical Simpson defensive shot, and the pad is actually out in front of the bat when he's playing defensively, and this is probably the only way to play if you have to play defensively.
Well, Jim, let's have a little chat at the end of the over and get your opinion, get my opinion.
Back live with Bedi bowling to Simpson. Once more hitting him on the pad and going to silly point.
Don't you think yourself there's only one end of the penny section if you're going to keep pushing like that when the men are close in, and Bedi spinning the ball a little now.
Got an edge to that one. A muffled LBW appeal. Had he not have got the edge, of course, I'd say he would have been out, LBW. It's a good shot, beautifully timed by Cozier, and he pierced that field there. Delightful shot before, off drive. He goes on to 59, hitting the ball very, very sweetly and powerfully. Australia 3 for 93. Bedi to Simpson. One just coming off the wicket quite slowly as Simpson attempted that sweep.
I don't think it missed the leg stump by very much, did it? Bobby seems to go well over there. Hits his pad.
Yeah, Simpson off the mark. Single only as Madden Lowell does the fielding. Prasanna to Simpson. Another confident appeal from the Indians, but umpire Baelish not at all interested. He's completely unmoved.
And look at Prasanna. Watch Prasanna. He goes berserk. Just watch the fieldsman. Look at Prasanna, just watch him.
And that's through the mid-wicket fieldsman. That's Scarberry, eventually fielded by Amarnath, and allows Cozier to go through for another run. And the 100 up for Australia, 3 for 100. Bedi to bowl the new over. He'll be bowling to Cozier. What an amazing shot off the back foot, short arm jab, and it's 4 runs in front of the ladies' stand. A typical Cozier type of shot. He doesn't seem to be going to play it, and right at the last minute he just flicks his wrists, and it's into the fence for 4.
Puts the back with very little at the last minute. He just flicks the old wrist. Beautiful stroke. Nobody out there, plenty of room. So there's only one man sitting around the fence. There's a ton of room in this big ground here.
Bowled him round his legs, I'd say.
Oh, yeah, bowled him
yes,
for
Cozier
sure.
is out. Bowled round his legs by Bedi for 68. Australia 4 for 106.
It landed in the rough foot marks, but it's a shocking shot the way he played it. He did not cover his leg stump. He left that vacant, and it hit the roughness and came back. Bobby Simpson almost did the same before, but Bobby, an old crafty man, he covered the ball with his pad, which Cozier did not do. You watch him put his foot straight down the wicket, lands in the block hold on the leg side, leaves a big gap. Look at that.
There's that shot he likes to play so much. Should get 2 out of this, being fielded by Madden Lowell. And Simpson moves on to 5, and the total 4 for 108. And with Tui the batsman, we have once again 5 close-in fieldsmen. Amarnath has come up from mid-on to silly leg. Doubtful whether Tui can play an aggressive shot, really. It's just got to hang on defensively by the look of things. And what does he do? Plays an aggressive shot. That was a good shot, in fact. Madden Lowell, the fieldsman, as Hughes, who's acting for Tui as runner, comes back for the second run. So Tui now 2, and the total 4 for 111. That's a good shot by Tui. That'll be 4 runs. Well played. And he moves on to 7. And the total 4 for 122.
And here's the first ball after lunch. Bedi to Simpson. And the full toss is away. And that's the first scoring stroke of the afternoon. 4 runs to Simpson. Simpson 14, 4 for 127. And lofted in as you can know, it's safe. What a beautiful shot it really was as far as timing was concerned. An element of danger, but look at that timing. Huey 12, it's 4 for 135. And down to fine leg. Now that may have been off the bat or the pad, but let's see what happens. He's going down the lane to, yes, off the bat it was. There was an authentic leg bounce by Simpson. And right down the alleyway between, which comes underneath the Bradman stand. And a nice shot from Simpson. That's a sweeter shot he's hit since he's come back since lunch. They've taken 2 and satisfied with 2. Simpson 25, 4 for 148. He didn't really try to hit that hard, but he played it well.
Yes, it was a clipped sort of back foot drive. A satisfying click as the ball went off the bat. Simpson's quite safe playing that sweep shot, because even when the ball pitches in line with the leg stump like this, it still carries on its original line down the leg side.
Well, right over the top there. Seems to have got the bottom of the bat.
Going for the drive. And in fact, the ball was through him.
And that's through. It's not going to be 4. A chase from Adam now. And back for a comfortable 2. So Simpson on to 27. That's Australia's 150. And Tui's whacked that away. And that's not going for 4, anything near it. They take 2. And the first ball hit beautifully by Tui down to the boundary for 4. That was a nice shot. Tui 24, 4 for 160.
Runs here for Tui. Being chased by Mankad as the batsmen go back for 3. So Tui moving on to 27 and the total 4 for 167. Partnership now of 61 between Simpson and Tui. And there's a shot of the Indian flag in front of the MA Noble stand. That was in fact a catch that didn't go to hand. I think it went between the 2 fieldsmen, but it was definitely back to pad.
There we go. What's this? Straight between the fieldsmen. I would think that spin is a bit more, has more chance of getting through than the pace boys. After all, they're not all that fast.
Must be close.
That's out.
Yes, Simpson is out. LBW to Prasanna. Australia losing their 5th wicket for 171. Simpson, LBW, Prasanna, 33.
That looked pretty good. That it skidded through and spun a little, but Bobby is well back for the once he played backwards. Watch him go back here now. I would think it is absolutely, you couldn't get a better, more plumber. And that skidded through much lower, that one, and just spun not very much, spun just enough to beat the bat. And I think what beat Simpson was the pace of the pitch. Now, what's Mann going to do? This is going to be another interesting little battle, because he likes to get down and tries to smash the ball and get rid of those men in close, so he then can pick up 1s and 2s at will. Interesting battle about to commence.
Prasanna to Mann. Notice no backward point. The ball spinning away from him. There's a bit of an opportunity there for him to play his favourite square cut. He's out caught and bowled. So Australia 6 for 171. Mann caught and bowled Prasanna for no score. Prasanna 3 for 27.
And a duck, isn't it? Am I right, Norman?
Yes, correct.
No, not only that, he got a duck and a duck. He lasted 2 deliveries. What's this? A straight caught and bowled here. Oh, it's a nice, gentle one, isn't it? Nice and gentle, and he lasted 2 balls in the first innings for a duck, and he then played 2 deliveries then.
All of the Indians supporters looking for the kill. That's a good shot by Rickson, and stopped partially by Chandra as the batsmen come back for 2. And they'll probably get 3. Yes, 3 to Rickson.
That was a good delivery, and it took all the wiles of and skill of Tui to keep that one out of his wicket. It's a very good delivery.
It's a good shot. That's 4 runs to Tui. He really hit that in the middle of the bat. Went into the front chairs there in front of the lady stand. So now he's 35 and the total 6 for 180. There's runs here before. Really skimming into the fence in front of the M.A. Noble stand. And that hurt Tui. I notice he's bending down there and obviously hurt his injured right foot. He looks as if he's trying to throw the bat a bit more now, trying to score runs as quickly as he can. That really hurt.
You watch, he really puts himself into this and really swings the bat hard, and by doing so, you watch his leg there, look at that.
There's runs to Tui here. He's hit it nicely past point. Being chased by Madden Lau. He'll get to it just inside the fence as the batsmen come back for 3. Square drive, we call that shot. He moves now on to 42. And the total 6 for 194. Still 71 runs behind India with 4 wickets in hand. Chandra bowling to Rickson. Fielded by Amarnath in the gully. Could be out caught. Rickson is out. That ball really lifting, and Rickson is out. Caught it slip by Viswanath from the bowling of Chandra. for 11. Australia 7 for 194. And what a good delivery that was.
That's spun, and Viswanath, he's not very tall. You watch how high he gets up. It's a very good catch and slips by Viswanath. Ball popped high, and look at this. Well, down in Melbourne, Ron Barassi might be wanting to sign him up after that. It's a beautiful catch above his head, yeah.
And Prasanna to bowl to Tui. What can Tui do? Looks like he's going to try and force the pace. It's a beautiful shot. That should be four, because the outfield much faster today. Beautiful off drive by Tui. And he moves on to 46, and the total 7 for 198. What a beautiful shot. There's runs to Tui here. Could be his 50. Let's wait and see. Coming back for 2. Ramanath the fieldsman. No, it's 2 only. And that's the 200 up to Australia. Tui on 49. Australia 7 for 201. The 200 coming up in 330 minutes. And off not quite 77 overs. This is the 77th over. Certainly a valiant innings from the injured Peter Tui. 49 not out. That's his 50. Peter Tui not out 50. Australia 7 for 202. And what a fine knock. And he's 50 coming up in only 137 minutes. I say only because he's injured, and injured quite badly in the right foot. So that's very, very good scoring indeed by Tui. Chandra bowling to Clark. And that's 4 runs, didn't he? Hit that beautifully. No effort at all, hit it right in the middle of the bat. And it should be 4, yes. So Clark opens his account, and the total moves on to 7 for 206.
So I think the light's a little bit better at the moment.
Yes, there is an improvement to what it was, and here's Chandra bowling to Clark. And he's got onto that, down to that's 4 runs. Prasanna was out there, and he really made good contact with that ball. Oh, beautiful shot. That was a Tui special, that one. Classic cover drive. Tui to 59. Now here's Prasanna to Clark.
Bowled him.
And bowled, and that's the 8th wicket falling. Clark is bowled by Prasanna for 10.
Surprisingly, Mann, well, not surprisingly, I suppose, he got a century in Perth, but Mann has retained his place. But that is a bit of a surprise in view of the fact he only bowled 9 overs in the whole game in Melbourne. Here we go, first ball of the 4th test, and it's Ghaffrey.
Dyson is the batsman. And the first runs of the innings. Dyson taking that single, looking for 2, but decide against it. Ghaffrey bowling to Kozia. And there's runs for Kozia straight away. Batsman looking for 2. There should be 3 in it, with Ramanath doing the fielding. A nice shot indeed from Kozia. Opens his account and takes the total on to no wicket for 4 for Australia.
Amarnath was handicapped by his split forefinger that you can see is bandaged now.
And Cozier the batsman. We just wait for the umpire's signal. I think it was runs to Cozier. That's umpire Brooks at the far end. And no, Cozier got a bat to that one, so he moves on to 4, and the total no wicket for 5. Ball getting just a little bit of lift, but they've run very well, that signal. That's a nice shot from Cozier. Could be 2 in this. Being chased by Prasanna as Cozier comes back quite comfortably for his second, which takes him on to 6, and the total no wicket for 8. Gavri to Dyson. There's a single from this, looking for 2, and they're going back for 2 with Mankad the fieldsman. So Dyson moves on to 4. That's a beautiful shot. It could be 4. With Chandra coming round. Dyson going back for his second. That's a great bit of fielding by Chandra out there. He's got his blue turban on today. Quite a colourful character. And that was beautifully bowled and beautifully fielded. Chowan fielding it silly leg.
Flighted delivery. Cozier moving forward but not getting to the pitch of the ball and having to change his shot, just propping forward defensively. Bedi, a master of flight.
Just a slight delay. Umpire Brooks is fixing up his boot at square leg, it appears. Incredible shot from Cozier, and that's going into the fence in front of the ladies' stand for 4. Really got that in the middle of the bat. An amazing shot. The ball seemed to be a good length delivery. And he moves on to 12, and Australia no wicket for 20.
Cozier is off again. He scored 67 in Melbourne in very adventurous fashion. Unusual in an opening bat.
It's well run by Dyson from the non-striker's end. And that's leg byes, which takes Sundries on to 2, and the total no wicket for 21.
Now Dyson's the man who's had a lot of trouble with Bedi in the past.
And a very attacking field. Now we have 4 close-in fieldsmen. That was off the pad, of course.
And that's where Dyson's danger is, because he really does play forward almost all the time. And he has been out on a couple of occasions, bat pad.
Gavri bowling to Cozier. Another bouncer pitched very, very short. Gavri bowling to Cozier. And that landed short of the fieldsman. It wasn't a chance, but it's 4 runs to Cozier from a good delivery from Gavri. And that's well played by Cozier. That ball cutting back just a little from outside the off stump. So most definitely the Indian pace bowler is getting just a little bit of help out of this wicket.
Cozier really is a remarkable player, isn't he? He's so economical in his backlift that backlift almost doesn't exist. His backlift's almost forward.
That must have bowled him.
him.
Yes, he's out, bowled. Cozier out, bowled. Amarnath for 17. Australia 1 for 29.
And what a great delivery. Watch this ball cut back from outside the off stump. Cozier was going for an attacking stroke. The ball pitching there. Now watch it come back. It's like an off spinner. Straight between bat and pad, and it's hit the top of the off stump. Cozier paying the penalty for not playing close enough to his pad, but I hazard to think that that delivery might have got another batsman out as well.
Amarnath bowling to Tui. Oh, that ball cutting back too. That's a similar ball to the one that got Cozier, except it was probably pitched a little shorter.
And I think Tui probably played a lot closer to his pad. Let's watch and find out. Yes, he did, didn't he? So he got the inside edge all right onto his pad. Otherwise, he would have been out. Well, this is an interesting development. I wonder what had happened if Thompson had bowled on this wicket.
Caught by Chauhan at city leg, so the end of a very good over indeed by Amarnath, who has 1 for 5. And that should be 4. Beautiful shot from Tui. Square drive, just in front of the point area. And that opens his account. And the total, 1 for 34. Beautiful shot, sweetly timed.
It's not a bad way to open the scoring. So Tui, at the moment, not too much overawed by the situation he finds himself in at number 3. And sensibly opting to play his own natural game, which I think is pretty good tactics.
And Bedi just going up to Gavri to have a word to him. He's coming back to the gully area, the Indian captain. So we still have the 2 slips and the 2 gullies.
Just 4 minutes away from the first hour's play, the end of the first hour's play. So drinks will probably be taken in about 5 minutes' time.
Well, there could be a run out on here. Yes, Tui's run out for 4. Australia 2 for 34. A suicidal run by Tui.
Well, just look at this particular dismissal. The ball pushed back along the offside, literally about 1.5 meters, 2 meters wide of the stumps. Now watch, I think it's Amarnath coming in from mid-off, and he's on the ball just about now. Tui is still well wide of his crease, and bang, good underarm return, the dead-on ball. And you can see Tui is literally out, I would say, by 1 metre.
Craig Sargent, who top scored for Australia in the first innings in Melbourne. Amarnath bowling into the breeze, which is a fairly brisk sou'easter. An appeal there. Well, he must have got a little bat too, because there was reaction more than an appeal from the Indian fieldsman. Fairly low.
Kept a little low, but it's rather poor shot, I thought, from Sargent. Here we go again. He keeps a little low, but he plays it rather shabbily. It's not a good shot at all. He goes forward, then decides to go back, and he wished he'd never played the shot.
Bedi again. And there's a shot from Sargent. Good shot. Well, Prasanna's got no hope with that. 4 to Sargent, 2 for 46. And that suggests that this outfield, despite the lot of rain we've had in Sydney, is pretty fast.
Well, that's first tactical move which we're talking about, and Sargent should now really try and remove some of those men around sitting around the bat, and then he'll be much happier.
Well, just bring the glass across in front of our box here. We get a bit of booming noise in our earphones from the crowd in the Bradman stand. And this might make it easier for you to listen to us. And Sargent has a dip at that. There's a catch out there to Chandra. He lost sight of that. It's going up. There's a can under it. Yes, caught it.
What a wonderful catch.
It was like looking for Chandra, and Amarnath racing across. And look at the Indian players there racing across, all of them, to congratulate Amarnath. He must have moved 25 to 30 metres for that. Well, Bobby Simpson must be thinking about Brisbane again, because he came in at 3 for 7 up there. And he scored 89. Well, he needs something like that today to get Australia out of this hole. We'll look at Bedi's field now. This is for Dyson. The batsmen have changed over. 3 short men, or 3 close men on the offside, and 2 on the on. Well, that's a change, a complete change of attitude from Dyson. Now this time, no. They peeled in from the keeper. Chandra reacts anyway. That's part of his bowling performance.
Bobby hit it straight on the ground, I would imagine there. He just hit it down on the ground, and it may have come off his pad. We couldn't quite see for the wicketkeeper.
And runs down to 5. That's a good shot from Simpson. A chase here, the ball slowing down. Let's see if Prasanna can make it. It's going to roll down the alleyway, and yes, it's 4. That was rowed home by 20,000 enthusiastic patrons here at the Sydney ground. And Simpson is 4, and that's the 50 up to Australia. They've staggered to their 50 in just on the 100 minutes.
And Chandra throwing his hands up in the air. Thought he might have got through the defence there with that wrong one.
Yes, he's quite an interesting bowler, Chandra, isn't he? He scarcely gives any flicker of emotion on his face. The only emotion he betrays is by throwing his arms around. He speaks with his arm.
His runs here to Dyson, 2 or 3 in it.
I think these might be leg byes. We'll have to wait and see.
As Prasanna, the fieldsman, as the batsmen go back for 3. Now it's 3 off the bat to Dyson, and he moves now on to 21, and the total 3 for 56. Chandra bowling to Dyson. That should be 4. That's a nice shot from Dyson. Now the ball gathering speed into the fence for 4. And Dyson moves on to 26, and the total 3 for 61. That must be close. Yes, Dyson is out. LBW to Chandra. Australia losing their 4th wicket for 61.
That dismissal. Again. Top spinner. Dyson back, the ball coming through low. A real top spinner that whipped off the wicket. And Dyson was well and truly torpedoed.
So India right on top at the moment. Chandra bowling to Hughes. And Hughes immediately off the mark. Prasanna coming up from deep backward square. And the total moves on to 4 for 62. Now the field changing. We have one of those short leg fieldsmen going across to Silly point for Simpson. Must have been very, very close to a catch. Bounced, in fact, just in front of him. Assuming, of course, that it did come off the bat, judging by the reaction of the
I think it did,
fieldsman.
yes. Watch it again and judge for yourself. Simpson forward, and the ball there bouncing just in front of the fieldsman.
But this time, though, Simpson's got that through beautifully. He 2 or 3 in it, being chased by Chandra. The ball pulling up very quickly as Simpson comes back for his 3rd run. So Simpson moves on to 8, and the total 4 for 66. Now the field changing for the new batsman Hughes. We have Gavaskar coming up from leg slip to short cover. So Bedi once more changing his tactics for each batsman. And that's a beautiful shot by Hughes. Once before, ground fairly slow though, it's pulling up. The batsman running very fast between wickets, coming back to their 3rd. A good shot. Square cut by Kim Hughes. And he moves now on to 4. There we have the breeze coming up from the southeast. That's the Sheridan stand. Could be 4.
6.
Might even be 6.
It's hit the top of the balcony.
What a beautiful hit by Hughes. Magnificent shot. That's as big a hit as we've seen here for many a long day. Because he hit it with the wind, but towering 6. Beautiful shot. In fact, it's a lost ball by the looks.
A full toss, a rare full toss from Bedi, and bang. And that literally hit the coping on the balcony. It went into the top deck of the pavilion. So that was an enormous hit.
It's a beautiful shot. That's the member stand, by the way. The top deck of the member stand, just under the clock.
One would expect to be safe normally there, I would think.
That's a good shot from Hughes. That's through. That'll be 4. Beautiful batting. Well played, Kim Hughes. Bowled him. Didn't play straight that time, but that was beautiful bowling by Bedi, who bowled a quicker one that came back from outside the off stump, and Hughes has out-bowled Bedi for 17. Australia 5 for 84.
And this really was a quicker ball. Just watch it. It knocks Hughes' stump out of the ground.
Bowled him. Man is out-bowled by Bedi for no score. Australia 6 for 84 at a sensational collapse here.
Again, the cut leading to the downfall of Man. But this ball spun. Watch it come back. And it hits the off stump, knocks the off stump out, whilst Man is trying to hit the ball wide of point.
Now Bedi to Simpson. And that's on the way. It's chased there for Amarnath. Let's see if he can get this one. They've taken 2 and back to 3. And that's Australia's 100 up. Simpson is 21, Rickson 5, Australia 6 for 100. And the full toss is slammed away. Now out to the fence it goes for 4 runs. And Rickson on to 11, 6 for 106. And that's one he can put away, which he has done pretty effectively. One of the rare shortish balls from Bedi. Off the pad.
That was a good wrong on that one. That came back quite a bit.
And he's caught behind. He's out. Simpson caught Kermani. Bowled Chandra for 38. Australia 7 for 125. And Chandra has 2 for 28.
Well, that was pitched a little short, that delivery, and Simo rightly, I think it's quite right, he's quite short, and he's seen the ball well, as we've mentioned, and he went for the cut, just got the sneak. Just watch this. I think it's the bottom top edge.
He's 22 minutes away, and the way this fellow bowls, they could be all out. That's all right. And that's a chance. He's out, is he? Yes, he's out. Brilliantly caught by Gavaskar. Clark caught Gavaskar, bowled Chandra. No score. Australia 8 for 125. Chandra 3 for 28.
Bowls the wrong. He bowled a leg break. Now he comes the wrong. And watch this one. Spins away to the legs. Gets the top of the bat and a simple catch. The short leg there. Short fine leg. Almost square leg.
It's Chandra to Thompson. And it's Chandra to Rickson. And runs here, that's nicely placed. Gabri about 20 metres in from the fence, and they've taken 2. Appeal for leg before, he's out. Yes, Rickson, a confident appeal. Rickson leg before to Chandra for 17, 9 for 130. Chandra, marvellous figures again, 4 for 30.
Rickson didn't like that. He pushed well forward, and when he's given out, he raised his bat as much as the same. But you can see the expression. I'm sure he did not think he was out. Watch this, his foot goes well forward. A long way forward. Look at that.
And chance, and it's all over. Caught by Amarnath. Gannon caught Amarnath. Bowled Prasanna for 14. Thompson not out one. Australia all out 131 at tea.